everyone, thank you for joining me today. Excited to share my unboxing with you today. I recently got caught watching a new to Scrapbook.com video on Facebook. And so of course I had to order some stuff, even though what they were showing hasn't been released yet. But this is my order from Scrapbook.com. Okay, so this is everything I ordered. I ordered a new stencil for mixed media layering. I love using these for art journaling, and I was thinking I would be using this in my bullet journal as well if I come up with an idea. So I'm excited to share that with you. So these are tissue sheets printed in black and white. There are different designs. My reason for getting this is I was watching Diane Wakely show the new stock she has coming, and the stuff she did with this paper was super cool. So I thought I would grab some and give it a try. And then I got some just regular tissue sheets for mixed media. I did some stamping on some tissue sheet and it looked really cool. So I wanted to do more of that. These are the 4 recently, and by recently I mean over the last year and a bit, released distressings in Speckled Egg, Crackling Campfire, Rustic Wilderness, and Kitsch Flamingo. I'll link up in the cards where I do the swatching of the rest of the distressings, and you can check that out. But they finally released a set of all 4 of them, so I made sure to grab that. I have some mini ink blending foam for blending the distressings. I was running low. I bought some assorted tags, mainly because I am running out. I tend to use these in December daily, but like I said, or like I mentioned, I want to get back into doing more of my art journaling. And so I got these because, again, I was watching Dina Wakely on Facebook and she did some really cool stuff. I got some embossing powder. It is called Garden Patina. And I just really like the color and it was on sale. So I thought I'd grab some. I tend to stick to the black or the clear embossing powders. So this is a little bit different for me, but I'm excited to give it a try. And then I grabbed some paints. Super appreciative that the paints came in that plastic bag, because if there was an explosion, none of my stuff would have been ruined. But then I also have things I can do with that plastic that I'm excited about. So my first time seeing this, it's the Tim Holtz Distress Embossing Dabber in clear. I'm super excited to use this and give it a try, especially with those stencils, especially with the stencils and the dabber and the embossing ink. So we can give those a try. We can probably give those a try once I'm done this and check it out. I got some shimmer paint in Fresh Lime. This is one of my favorite colors. So this is by Diane Levy. And yeah, I thought I'd just give it a try. It's blendable acrylic paint with a pearlescent shimmer. Then I got the Dylusions Pure Sunshine Shimmer Spray as well. So basically it's this, but it's in a spray. It's pigment based, but I thought I'd give that a try. And again, we're back to Dina Wakely's Facebook video where she was using these paints, and it's glossy acrylic spray, and it was so cool what she did with it. So I wanted to grab some and give it a try. I got the marine, the fuchsia, the lemon, and the lime. I'm super excited about these. And I'll be back in a minute and I will give you an idea of how we can start to use this. So I have my embossing gun. We have the Speckled Egg. I don't know what I'm going to do with the shimmer paint yet, but let's just give it a try. We have the embossing dabber and my stamp. And I have no idea what I want to do, but we're going to go for it and see. When I talk about using my distressings for blending backgrounds, this is what I'm talking about. I wanted you to see how long it takes to build the color It's a lot of elbow grease and patience, but you can eventually build the color up. And if I wanted to, I can add more color on top of that for a darker effect, which you'll actually see a little bit later in the video. This is using my embossing dauber and the embossing powder as well. And I'll be using my heat setting gun to melt the powder. And so what happens, the embossing fluid is kind of sticky, holds the powder in place, and then when you apply heat, the powder melts. And it kind of gets like an acrylic base. Now I ran into some issues with the powder sticking on this one, so I just used a paintbrush to brush the powder away where I didn't want it. And I cut down the embossing time because it took a little while. And this is where you see me adding more color onto the background. Now I'm using the exact same ink, the Speckled Egg Distress ink, and it's just adding on top of it and layering it, so that's why it looks darker. Now this is my first time using these acrylic sprays, and they were so much fun. All I want to do now is acrylic spray everything. I have never been so inspired by products before that I had to try them out right away. Like pretty much as soon as I took them out of the box to share with you, I had to use them. So this is something I got from a different set. I pulled it out of my craft cupboard to use, and it's Tim Holtz as well. It's just the chipboard phrases, and I cut it up to fit what I needed. I'm using red line tape to glue it down just to make sure that it stays in place. Oh, and I used my lime shimmer paint as dots in the background, just little blobs. I ended up using my heat setting tool to dry the blobs a little faster. It still wasn't dry by the time I was doing this, so I had to work very carefully as I was adding a border, which you saw me do there. Now this is a background I'd created previously, and it's actually my least favorite of the backgrounds I created, but I thought this was the project for it. And I'm adding more of the acrylic spray, and I held it up close to the paper so that it would spray in circles to kind of mimic the circles on the tag. And then I'm going in with a Sharpie to add background, and I'm using foam tape to give it a bit more dimension. Now you don't see it in the final image, but I actually added a bow with twine, and that I just glue gunned down. And this is a mica spray that I ran into issues where the spray clogged, so I just pulled it out and just dabbed it, I guess, shook it over top of the work. But I hope you found this interesting. If you want more information or more detail, just reach out and let me know. But thank you so much for your time today.